located a little west of here, Hawthorne Melody Farm. A generation of North Shore kids remembers taking field trips there to see the working dairy operation. Hawthorne Melody milk trucks were ubiquitous on the North Shore. Today, the farm is gone, replaced by sprawling subdivisions and Hawthorne Mall. But the farmhouse is still there, and it may be the fanciest farmhouse ever built. It's now a museum called the Cuneo Home, after its last private owner, John F. Cuneo. He was a gentleman farmer, philanthropist, and founder of the Cuneo Press. Architect Benjamin Marshall designed this 30-room mansion in 1914. Marshall was himself a Chicago socialite. He created the Drake and Edgewater Beach hotels and swanky apartment towers for Chicago's elite. The mansion is a Venetian-style fantasy, featuring a skylit great hall with a grand staircase. There are 2 formal dining rooms, a private chapel, and an indoor pool with marble walls. The 75-acre grounds include a lake, formal gardens with fountains and statuary, a conservatory, and a private 9-hole golf course. The place looks like it was built for royalty, but in fact it was built for Samuel Insull. Insull was born in England, but he was that peculiarly American kind of royalty, a crown prince of capitalism. Like the dot-com millionaires of the 1990s, Samuel Insull made his fortune in a newfangled technology, electricity. And like a 21st century corporate scandal, he overextended his empire and it collapsed. Insull was born in London in 1859. His boyhood idol was Thomas Edison. Edison launched Insull's career by hiring him as his personal secretary after Insull moved to America at age 22. By 1892, he was president of the Chicago Edison Company. He rescued that struggling company by buying up all of its competitors and creating Commonwealth Edison, which supplied all of Chicago's electricity. He also bought and consolidated all of Chicago's L lines. He shut down their power plants and turned them into Commonwealth Edison customers. It was a brilliant scheme, and Insull repeated it across the Midwest, consolidating hundreds of electric companies and trolley lines. Here's where his connection to the North Shore begins. In 1916, Insull bought a struggling trolley line that ran between Waukegan and Evanston and renamed it the North Shore Line. Within 2 years, Insull introduced direct service from Chicago all the way to Milwaukee. He hired artists to create glamorous advertising posters and piped opera music into the cars by radio, but traveling to Milwaukee through suburban streets was slow. So Insull bought up vacant land in the Skokie Valley to the west and built a second route. That line greatly reduced the travel time to Milwaukee. But it wasn't the riders that Insull was interested in. In his memoir, Insull wrote that interurban electric trains were acquired to develop the rural countryside into populated suburbs, which would need to be supplied with electric power. Insull ran the power lines along his own Skokie Valley right-of-way. They're still there today. The Depression ruined Samuel Insull. His empire had been financed by scores of mom-and-pop investors all over the Midwest. They saw their life savings wiped out. Insull became a despised figure, sort of a scapegoat for the Depression. He fled to Paris, then Greece. Eventually, he was arrested at sea and returned to Chicago to stand trial. After all that, he was acquitted of all charges. Insull retired to Paris, where he died of a heart attack on a subway platform in 1938. The North Shore Line lived on until interstate highways finally put it out of business in 1963. The old Spanish-style stations were torn down or remodeled for other uses. The tracks are gone, and in many places, the old train line is now a bike path.